Hello and welcome to this episode of Media Freedom Rapid Response interview series. Media Freedom Rapid Response, or MFR in short, is a consortium of media freedom organizations, including International Press Institute, which defend journalists' rights and press freedom across the European Union member states and candidate countries. My name is Teona Sechniashvili. I'm Europe Network and Advocacy Officer at the International Press Institute, a Vienna-based global media freedom organization. Today, once again, we are shining a spotlight on Georgia, where the media freedom situation continues to deteriorate really on an alarming rate. And we are going to speak with Ninia Kakabadze, a journalist, a veteran journalist, if I may say, who has been working as a journalist and media critic in Georgia for many years, and she currently works for Media Checker, an independent media platform that covers reports on the media landscape in Georgia, including press freedom violations. Ninia Kakabadze has been detained for around 2 hours on on the 3rd of November, after she covered a protest, a rally, an anti-government and pro-EU rally on the Rustaveli Avenue in Tbilisi. She is one of the journalists who have been detained after they covered a protest. So they were detained, notwithstanding the fact that they were, pursuing their professional duties there. So today we'll hear from Ninia the circumstances of her arrest. Her hearing is scheduled on November 12th, and we'll also hear from her what are her expectations from this upcoming hearing. So Ninia, thank you very much and welcome. My first question would be I would like to ask you to walk us through your arrest, how you were detained, and how you were treated in custody.
Okay, thank you for your time. So, after the new repressive laws were adopted, which also restricts freedom of expression and blocking streets as a form of protest, was criminalized. Every evening I was filming material on Rustaveli Avenue. So, after closing Rustaveli Avenue, I documented how protesters were expressing themselves and how the police were treating demonstrators, as well as members of the media who are also under danger, So I live near Rustaveli Avenue. I went there every day. At the time when the street was being closed, on November 3rd, when my arrest took place, there were many police officers on the streets, on the Rustaveli Avenue, and I was filming them as well. I think they became irritated with me, and that's why I was added to the list of people to be arrested on the 3rd of November. On my way home, while driving my own car, the police blocked my way. They ordered me to step out, took my ID card, put me on the police cars, and told me nothing. So Georgian policemen don't like to talk and answer the questions. This happened in a place where no one was around. No one saw me being arrested, and therefore no one even knew to look for me. So at home, I have an 11 years old child who was home alone. From the first minute of the detention, I was begging them to let me call to my child or my lawyer. But for more than 2 hours while I was in a police car and then in a police house, they did not allow me to call. The operator for my arrest was personally led by Goga Memanishvili. This is the head of Tbilisi Patrol Police. So at the police station, I was not treated violently, so they did not insult or hit me, but they refused to let me call either my lawyer or my child. For about 2 hours, my freedom was completely restricted without any legal grounds. After 2 hours only, so 2 hours and 20 minutes maybe, Only one police officer took personal responsibility and allowed me to call my child. After that, my lawyers themselves started calling the police, as did my colleagues, other journalists. I was already prepared to be transferred to the pre-trial detention center. But about 20 minutes later, they released me and told me that my court hearing would take place on the next morning, on the next day. So that is the story of my.
Yeah, you've been joking a lot about
Yes.
it. I read your blog post. You were saying that during the previous regimes in Georgia, when you were also a journalist and there was like increasing pressure on journalists, your health was in a better situation, but now you had also some health issues while in custody, and then you're regretting a bit that Georgia is consolidating authoritarianism while you had also these health issues. But yeah. Anyway, I mean, what's the hearing? I don't know when we are going to publish this interview. Probably a day before your hearing, and I want to ask you, what do you expect from it? You said that you have an 11-year-old child also.
Yes, it's a very difficult question because I don't know why I was arrested on November 3rd and not before that. I don't know why I was later released and why the court hearing was postponed. So I don't know what will be the outcome. We have a law that protects mothers of children under 12 years from imprisonment for administrative offenses. This law exists from the time of Soviet Union period. Therefore, I think they will fine me 5,000 Georgian lari, which I will appeal, of course. And so my freedom was restricted for more than 2 hours. The next day, when I was on Rustaveli Avenue again, I asked this police chief who arrested me, Beskoga Memanishvili, why he did it. And he replied that, how did he know that I was a journalist? So I said, didn't you see the press badge hanging on me? And he answered, he answered that how should he know what's hanging on me and what's there written? So it's not seriously because he knew everything very good. Let's say that at this very moment of detention, he didn't know that I'm a journalist because I'm known also as an activist. But I'm 51 years old, and for the last 31 years, I have worked for more than 15 media outlets. And yes, I am also a human rights defender and activist. But once he saw the press badge, he certainly understood, but he still didn't release me, yeah? And he arrested me.
But it's again, yeah. Sorry for interrupting.
No.
Yeah.
I have finished. No. I have finished.
It was not just you once again. Bastim Galoblishvili from Publica was detained a few days before your arrest. Then he was released almost immediately after. The police apologized him and even drove him home after your arrest. Formula TV journalist was arrested, Liza Tsitsishvili, and she was released again. It seems like this is a coordinated set of
Yes.
array of arrests. So what do you think? What's the motivation?
So about Bastim
behind this?
Galoblishvili's and Liza Tsitsishvili's arrest, we knew from the moment that they were arrested, and everybody knew, media and society and everyone. So about my arrest, didn't anyone know it? So after 2 hours, yeah, the information about my arrest was the journalists and my friends and colleagues and my lawyer and everybody get the information about my arrest after 2 hours. If they knew it before, I think they would free me at this moment, so in 5 or 10 minutes, as Bastim Galoblishvili and Liza Tsitsishvili. I think so. I'm not sure, but I think so.
But do you expect that in the future they
So
might
the
just
only
continue?
reason that I was there for 2 hours was that nobody knew about it, about me.
Yeah. I mean, before they started, police started arresting journalists, they were fining them also on these administrative charges of blocking the road before they amended the law on public assembly. So, yeah, we'll see, I guess, how it's how things develop. But finally, I also wanted to ask you more of a general question, a generic question. As I said, you yourself said that you've been working. I remember from my childhood actually, like you were one of the reporters for the Rustaviori. You've been working in Georgian media for decades as a
Many
journalist,
TV
as a media
stations,
freedom. Yeah,
newspapers, radio, and
you are
everything.
also like a board member of the public broadcaster, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why you know the nature of crackdown on Georgian media from the previous regimes and also from the Georgian Dream. What's different now? Would you say that now the pressure that the Georgian independent media is under is different from the pressure it has experienced in the previous decades?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So under every government, we always had a very difficult times, but there was always a hope, and we always believed there was a red line they would not cross. So in transitional democracies, free media always faces challenges, and every undemocratic government tries to restrict freedom of speech. Yeah. But there is one difference. If every government before today, before Ivanishvili's government, wanted to silence or restrict freedom of speech, so Bidzina Ivanishvili and his government's goal is to completely destroy this independent media and leave only his propaganda media, which is under the Ivanishvili's control. That's the only goal of this government. Therefore, this is the worst government since Georgia became independent. So since the collapse of the Soviet Union, we're back. So in the USSR, we didn't want, but we're back these times.
Thank you very much. I think that Zia Maglobeli, who has been imprisoned sentenced to 2 year in prison, also made a comparison between the times of the Soviet Union and the methods that were used by the Soviet totalitarian Soviet
Zia
governments
Maglobeli,
and
so
the
she was
current
working
methods.
during Aslan Abashidze, who was one of the terrible and horrible dictator in Ajara, yes, so in Georgia. But as Eter Turadze, Zia Maglobeli's colleague, and she's also the editor of chief editor of Batumelebi and Net Gazeti, she told that even in the time of Aslan Abashidze was better than today.
Thank
and
you.
easier than today.
Yeah, but there is international solidarity once again. Council of Europe, Safety of Journalists platform published an alert calling for all charges against you to be dropped. In your particular case, our organizations, we also published, posts on social media, and we are definitely keeping an eye on what's gonna be next, and we will be monitoring your hearing as well. From
But
distance.
It doesn't help at this moment. It doesn't help, but because the Georgian Dream, they did not care about it.
Did not want to finish on this not a very happy note, but yet I wish you the best luck for the hearing, and you can always reach out to us.
Thank you very much.